Good morning to you, everybody from all around the world. I'm so excited to be here at our Friday Live. My name is Kunle Ologe, married counselor and founder of the Marriage Seal Academy. And it's so good to have every one of you here right now. Every Friday, of course, we come to you, we tell you, discuss something on marriage that is beneficial and that you can take back, you can implement, and begin to see those changes. So we also bring you into awareness of problems. There's some things that are happening that you probably don't know, you don't understand. We give you all that information here. And I'm excited to be here today. We're going to be talking about something interesting: how to hear secrets from your spouse. How to hear secrets from your spouse. And greetings to all of you. Who was here first? Reina, I greet you all the way from UK. How you doing? And how's my brother over there? How you doing? Everybody's doing fine. And I greet you, Annie, Chioma, Ogechuku, Edith, Nena, Ifine, my man, Dr. Happiness. Why is it only one man that is here? Where are the other men? Have they gone away? Please begin to invite people. This is an open class. So for this one, you can invite everybody, family members, friends, colleagues. Most of you are in the office right now. Just tap your colleague and say, instead of listening to that music, why not plug in this and listen to it while you work? Okay, invite everybody here. Let's flood this place and let's begin to teach people about marriage. Somebody says, Reina said the men are at work. The women are at work too now. A lot of people here at work. Yes, a lot of people here I know where some of you work. So everybody is at work. Everybody is busy. They should plug something in their ear and they should listen while they're working. Okay, so I see the men have started talking. Yes. Christian, I greet you. Good morning. Oladipupo, I greet you. Good morning. All right, so the men are beginning to be here, and I'm excited that you are here. We're going to dive right in. How many of you were in the course that we just ended yesterday? Yes, yesterday we just ended the beautiful 2-day course, Improving Communication in Marriage. Improving Communication in Marriage. And that course was a banger. I'm already seeing testimonials just in 2 days. People are already sending me testimonials. So if you are there and you don't yet have testimonials, it means you have not started implementing. Some people started implementing for the first night. They were done the first night, they began to implement the things that they learned. And already today, they're already giving me testimonials. How about you? Okay, how about you? All right, beautiful. Nice having every one of you here. So let's dive into what we have today. How to hear secrets from your spouse. How to hear secrets from your spouse. First of all, marriage is designed to be a place of vulnerability one to another. Marriage is designed to be a place of vulnerability one to another. What that simply means is that it is expected that you are completely open to your husband, you are completely open to your wife. That's what marriage was designed to be. So there shouldn't be secrets in marriage. No secrets at all. No secrets should be in marriage. All you should have is openness, vulnerability. People are afraid of vulnerability. Somehow they've just been able to keep to themselves all this while, that releasing themselves or allowing themselves to be open is a challenge. Well, that's why we're here today. We're going to help you so that you'll be vulnerable with your spouse. If there's anybody you should be vulnerable with, it should be your spouse. Remember, once you get married, loyalty is first to God, then to your spouse, then to your children, before any other person. And automatically, what it means is that the first human being you should be loyal to is your spouse. And loyalty means you being open. I've taught you people before 6 purposes of marriage, and one of those 6 purposes is companionship. One thing that makes somebody a companion to you is the openness you have to each other or towards each other. So marriage is designed to be a place of vulnerability. It's designed to be a place of vulnerability. All right. Now, there are people who still choose to keep secrets. And we want to first even analyze what are secrets. What are those things that you will see as secrets? I mean, this is inexhaustible, but let's look at some of those things that you see as secrets. The first one I have here on the list is not telling your spouse where you are part-time. It's a secret. See, secret does not necessarily mean that I killed somebody yesterday. That's a secret, but there are little things that are secrets. So as simple as not telling your spouse where you are part-time or where you are going is a secret. It's a secret. Your spouse should know where you are at every point in time, except maybe you couldn't reach him or reach her, for some reason. But other than that, your spouse should know where you are part-time. This is very, very important. I'm bringing out some of these things because I've heard people tell me that, coach, I didn't know this was a secret now. I thought it was okay. I didn't expect that this will be counted as a secret. So I'm helping you today. So please listen up, because some of the things, somebody is already shouting Jesus. I'm going to be saying some things today that will probably make you start rethinking this secret thing. Number 2, having finances or assets that your spouse does not know of is a secret. Having finances or assets that your spouse doesn't know about is a secret. That's number 2. It's a secret. Remember, a secret is, or maybe I didn't define it first. From my own definition, a secret is an unspoken event, activity, or conversations. Unspoken events, activities, conversations is a secret. As long as it's not unspoken, you didn't tell your spouse about it, it's a secret. So, number 2, like we said, is having finances and assets unknown to your spouse. That's number 2. And I see you, Mr. Igor. I greet you specially. Number 3, I'm already laughing. Communicating with your ex without your spouse knowing is a secret. I don't know what the entanglement with exes are. This was somebody you had a relationship with. You chose who you marry and decided to leave this woman, to leave this man, and marry the person you are married to now. What is so cogent that you must go back, you must keep going back to your ex? Your ex comes into town, you sneak and go and see him or her. You go to the town of your ex, you sneak to go and see him or her. You are at home in one corner, you sneak and you are asking your ex something. I've always said it, ex your exes. Can someone put that in the comment section? Ex your exes. You don't need them. And there are people who will eventually bring jealousy into your home and eventually start destroying your home. And they may not even plan it. It's because you have allowed it to happen. So ex your exes. Dr. Happiness says, when you are not doing algebra, why are you finding X? Why are you finding X? Why are you looking for X? Leave this X alone. Face your husband, face your spouse. X your exes. Somebody is already shouting. It's a serious matter. Someone else is shouting. This table, yes, I will shake the table for you people. I will shake it. X your ex. If you don't remember anything from today, remember to X your exes. Look, You don't need that extra baggage. That extra baggage will only cause issue. And it is not true that there are some things that is only your ex knows. It's not true. That's why your wife is there. That's why your husband is there. If they don't know it, teach them or tell them to go and learn. You mustn't go back to your ex. Somebody has said something very nice. Nena says, I intentionally blocked all of them on my wedding night. I don't know what is so difficult, though. What are you holding on to? Does the person have your umbilical cord? Your exes. I'm not seeing so many people here. Have you invited somebody? Let's pause a little. Can we just spend 1 minute? Just right now as I'm talking to you, can you just send this link to somebody quickly? Send it to like 10 people, 20 people. Send it to your groups quickly and tell them to quickly come and listen to this very important topic that we're talking about. How to hear secrets from your spouse. What else are secrets? Keeping medical challenges away from your spouse. Keeping medical challenges away from your spouse is a secret. There is something wrong with you medically, and only you knows it. Your spouse does not know it. That's wrong. That's a secret. Including medical challenges of your relatives. You know, I once had a couple that the wife's mother had a terminal illness. And the mother said, please don't tell anybody. And truly, this lady did not tell her husband. Now, here is where the problem was. Because the problem with secrets is that they will come out unexpectedly. So this lady didn't tell her husband that her mother was terminally ill. Then the brother-in-law, that's the man married to this lady's sister, now was gisting the man, and it came out of his mouth. So the man went back to the wife and said, why didn't you tell me about your mother being sick? And the wife said, oh, I'm so sorry. She said I should not tell anybody. And the man answered, am I anybody? You can see how something so little like that matter was a serious matter. They had to come to counseling for me to start intervening in the matter. We're still on the matter. Because the man said, you know what? If you could keep this secret from me as a husband, then I'm done. I don't trust you. Keeping secrets breeds distrust. So keeping a medical challenge away from your spouse is actually a secret. It's a secret. Let's move on. The next secret that I have here is insecurities. When you have insecurities, there's just something about you that makes you have low self-esteem. And you've never told your wife, you've never told your husband. Sir, ma, it's a secret. As a man, you have a pot belly. You're always looking for how to tuck it in. When you remove your clothes, you are holding in your stomach so that your wife will not see it. Oh God, don't kill yourself. That holding in your stomach does not. Go to the gym. That's what you need. Go to the gym and stop eating. Stop eating late. Once it's 7 o'clock, as an adult, don't eat again. That's past your eating time. Stop eating late. Do something about it. And then tell your wife. Tell your husband. Some of you women, you're always using gidu. For your husband to see you in your birthday suit is difficult. You're always hiding. Light is always off. You don't want him to see that your stomach. Ma, let him see it and let him help you become your accountability partner to work on yourself to become better instead of hiding it. These things I'm saying, I'm sure some of you are saying, no, how is it possible? How can you hide that from your spouse must see you now? Don't you people have sex? I am telling you, as a counselor, I hear everything. I'm telling you that there are people who hide things from their spouses. There are people who there are women who don't allow their husbands see them without makeup. Even going to sleep, they put light makeup. You don't know that? Insecurities. When you keep insecurities away from your spouse, you are not telling your spouse that this is my insecurity, you're keeping a secret. Number 6, secret admirers. Secret admirers, for those of you who always have people who send you messages in the office, they love you. You know that now you're not doing anything with them, but this person is your admirer. You know the person is always sending you message. You read the message, then you delete. You read, you smile, then you delete. Secret admirers. When you have somebody who admires you, please tell your spouse. Do you know why? It will help to keep you accountable, so nothing will actually happen. Now, it's only natural that somebody will admire you. I mean, it's not unnatural. But where there's a problem is when you keep it from your husband, you keep it from your wife. You don't tell them that there's this person who is always sending you messages. Tell them so that they can help you to from sending those messages or to manage it in whatever way. So yes, secret admirers. Someone said, make up to sleep care. How will the skin breathe? Dr. Happiness, you've not seen it? Come and ask me. You know, as a marriage counselor, there's nothing I don't hear. There's nothing I don't see. I've been counseling for 13 years. I've heard it all. I've seen it all. That's why coming for counseling is not a problem. If you have issues in your marriage, please come for counseling. It will help you. It will give you direction. It will give you different perspectives of the challenges that you have. Okay. Somebody has said, Nena says, very true, I hide my insecurities. Let your spouse know. It will help you. It will help you to now build capacity so that that insecurity can get better or can be managed. So help. Number 7, addictions. Addictions. Addiction, that's very wide. There's addiction to drugs. There's addiction to pornography. There's addiction to masturbation. There are all kinds of addictions. Don't try to manage an addiction yourself. Did you hear what I just said? Do not try to manage an addiction yourself. It's a difficult thing to do. Let somebody know so that in your psychology, you know that there is somebody who is always watching out for you. That helps you to be disciplined enough to work on that addiction. Do you have an addiction? Is there something you do in secret? Do you take drugs secretly? Drug is becoming a big menace in the society. Nena is here. Nena and her husband, David, run rehabilitation, a big rehabilitation center in Enugu. And they can tell you a lot about drug addictions. With the married, not just young people. I mean people who are married with children, who have a good job, good business, addicted to drugs. Right? Nena, you're here. And some of them, their spouses don't know. They just see that so much money is being spent, but they don't know. Some people travel to go and do those addictions and then come back. Addictions. Addictions. So when you keep your addiction from your spouse, it's a secret. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on. There are many secrets. I just said I should say some of the ones that are not very common. You know, some of the ones that you won't know are secrets. Remember, once you have not spoken about an event, an activity, a conversation, even a thought, it is a secret. It is a secret. So the professional is saying it. You cannot manage your addiction alone. There are some of you who may need to check yourself into rehabilitation. Maybe somebody who is watching now or somebody who will watch later. You may need to check yourself into some rehab, especially for drugs, so that you can be managed properly and professionally. Reach out to us. We will direct you. Like I said, Nena is here. Nena and her husband run a rehabilitation center. Professionally, not quacks. No. Proper rehabilitation center where people... So if you know people also, if you're not here, but you know people who are into drugs, please, it doesn't cure itself. Are you listening to me? It does not cure itself, especially the addiction of drugs. It does not cure itself. You need to go and get professional help. Yes, you may not necessarily be checked into the rehabilitation center, but when you are reviewed, the professionals will tell you what you need. You can't manage your addiction alone. So, why do spouses keep secrets? Why do spouses keep secrets? Let's look at some 10 reasons why spouses keep secrets. Remember, we're trying to learn how to hear secrets from your spouse. So if your spouse is keeping secrets from you, it may be one of these 10 reasons. So listen very well. I hope you can still hear me. Please confirm that you can still hear me. Have you invited somebody? If you've invited somebody, put it there in the comment section that I have invited. If you've not invited, don't say anything. Just send out this link to all and sundry so that they can come and learn about this topic. Now, one of the reasons spouses keep secrets is fear of their spouse's reaction. Fear of their spouse's reaction. So it's possible that your spouse has told you a secret before. The way you reacted to it scared him or her. So your spouse decided, I'm not going to say secret again. This person cannot manage secrets. So for the fear of how you react, your spouse just stays off and holds it to yourself. Fear of your spouse's reactions. So how are you reacting to your spouse when your spouse tells you something? Is your reaction harsh? Okay. All right. So I think I'm back now. I don't know if it's only here in Abuja, but network has actually been a challenge this past week. So bear with us. We're using we have fiber optics, we have free to air, we have routers. Everybody seems to have had a problem. Okay, so I believe I'm back. Am I back? Can you hear me? Confirm that you can hear me again. All right, so that confirmation is there. Very good. Now, I was asking, I said, why do spouses keep secrets? One of the reasons spouses keep secrets is because of fear of the spouse's reaction. And I've explained it. So your spouse told you something, then you reacted in a very funny way. That may make your spouse pull back and not tell you secrets again. Number two, habits. Some people just have the habit of keeping secrets. As in, it doesn't matter what it's just part of them. They have some information, they just feel I don't need to share it. So habit is the second reason spouses keep secrets. Habits. The third reason spouses keep secrets is peer pressure and negative advice. Peer pressure and negative advice. You see, peer pressure is not just for children. Peer pressure happens at all levels of life. And even as adults, there is peer pressure always pressing on us. People trying to tell us this is the way we do it in our own place, and you being pressured to do it that way. So people coming to tell you things like, you are telling your husband everything you have. What if he abandons you? What will you do? And that becomes a challenge for you. So peer pressure. Peer pressure. The negative advice. Some of you, even before you got married, you were already being told some very, very funny things about how you need to keep secrets from your wife, how you need to keep secrets from your husband. Negative advice. Please, if you ever heard any of those things saying that don't tell your husband, oh, don't tell your wife, oh, please run away. Negative advice. Very negative advice. So watch that negative advice. Watch those friends that try to influence you. Now, the next one is anger and resentment. Some people keep secrets because they are angry. So your husband is angry with you, your wife is angry with you, then he doesn't reach out to you again, doesn't let you know things. Keep secrets. Keep secrets. Somebody is confessing. He's saying, I heard that it's not everything you tell your husband, though. You see? It's not everything you tell your husband. My question to you is that, then why did you marry the person? Thank God Reina is now in the couples conclave. So I'm sure that negative advice has been thrown into the trash can. Nena says, my mom used to tell me, it's not everything you tell your husband. Not a good advice. Of course, there's some information that you don't just dump on people just anyhow. And that's why we just finished the communication class. So if you are not in the communication class, please go back and get the communication class. It's still available for people who want to register. You can register and get the replay. Get the communication class. Get the communication class. So it is very, very important that you watch what advice you get. Anger and resentment. Anger and resentment will make your spouse keep secrets for you, like I was saying. So your spouse is so angry, too angry, that your spouse will now decide, I'm not telling this my wife or this my husband. Anger and resentment. Why do spouses keep secrets? Fear of disapproval. Fear of disapproval. A wife wants to do a getaway with friends. She knows that her husband will disapprove of it, maybe because of his insecurities. So she keeps it as a secret and tells the husband that I'm going to see my mother. And the husband believes that that's the truth, and then she goes to Dubai with her friends. Can you see where the fear of disapproval comes in? This happens quite a lot. It happens quite a lot, where people keep secrets because they are afraid that their husband will not agree or their wives will not agree. Ifeanyi says, I normally blank out when angry before. Thanks to TIP and Conclave, and I'm improving. This is what I met and experienced when growing up. Thank you, Ifeanyi. I like people who are honest like this and who come out to say, look, I wasn't perfect. I mean, you people have heard my stories of imperfection. I've said so many stories of imperfection if you've been following me, over the years. So we're not perfect. And when you acknowledge your problem, you are able to actually work on it and solve it. So the fear of disapproval is one very, very significant challenge. Let's go to the next one. Number 7, a bid to protect the spouse. Some people keep secrets because they are trying to protect their spouses. So they feel that, you know what, if I tell him this or if I tell her this, it will put my spouse in danger. So it's not as if they are keeping the secret because they don't really want to tell the spouse. No, rather they are keeping the secret because they feel that the spouse knowing that secret will put the spouse in danger. So they keep it. Again, secrets should not be kept, but managed. So that kind of information you will give your spouse, but you will manage it. Now, the next one, why spouses keep secrets, is trauma. Trauma. Trauma is a terrible thing. Trauma is an event, a very negative event that happens to a person. And because of that event, things trigger the memory of that event. So if your spouse has trauma of maybe I gave somebody my secret and the person destroyed me with that secret, then your spouse may be pulling away. So it may not be about you. That's what we're trying to say. It may not be you. You are not the reason. The reason is that your spouse has trauma. Your spouse has trauma. And thank you for everybody who so far has invited people. I can see our number is growing. Keep inviting people. Always remember that if the marriages around you are not good, it will only be some time. Yours also will not be good. And thank you, Eukaria. Please click the like button. Let's move on. Another reason that spouses keep secrets is control. Control. You know, the more secrets you have, the more control you kind of have, generally in life. That's why even government officials and organization heads and captains of industry, they have some kind of secrets that nobody really knows or understands. Now, those kind of people use it to control. So the less you know, the more I can control you. And it happens in marriage also. The less you know, the more your spouse can control you. So if your spouse is a person that wants to control you, your spouse will withhold some secrets. And then finally, number 10, poor communication skills. Poor communication skills. When you have poor communication skills, you may have a secret, you don't know how to say it. Did you hear what I said? You may have a secret and you don't know how to say it. So that's why communication is too important. How many of you were in the communication course that just ran the last 2 days? How many of you were there? If you were there, say, I was at the course, or say, I was at the communication course. If you have poor communication, there are some things that you find difficult to tell your husband or your wife. Poor communication skills. Very, very important. So if you improve your communication, generally, you'll be able to say some of those things you are afraid to say. You'll be able to say them. And I can see people who are there already saying, if I'm Victor, you are there live. Great, great. So these are just some of the few reasons that people keep secrets from their spouses. Now, we want to now go to what steps do you now take to get the secrets from your spouses? At least now you know that your spouses have reasons. They are not just being wicked. Some of them have their reasons for keeping secrets. So how do you get this secret out from your spouse? This is a very, very important one. So while we try to wrap that up, let's take a short break or short water break, and then we'll come back. When we come back, we'll be discussing the steps that you need to take for that particular secret to come out. Stay tuned. Okay, so welcome back. I hope you went and you took that water break, and we are back right now. So, steps to take to get secrets from your spouse. Remember, this is a situation where your spouse is keeping secrets from you, and you want to find out what are these secrets. So, what do you need to do to actually find out what these secrets are? Let's look at those steps. Number one, you be open. You be open. You yourself be open. The more open you are, the more your spouse also will be willing to be open. But if you are not open, your spouse also will block out. So you must be open. You see, this thing in marriage, this openness in marriage is reciprocal. When you are open, even if your spouse was not open before, your spouse starts seeing need as in, okay, this person is telling me everything, so I should also be able to tell. So be open. This tit for tat that we do in marriage, okay, you are not telling me, so me too, I'm not telling you. It doesn't help. You will continue not telling each other for life. But if your spouse is proving like a secret keeper, you be open, and gradually your spouse will be comfortable enough to tell you. So that tit for tat you are doing is not helping you. That tit for tat you are doing is not helping you at all. The change begins with you. Thank you, Jemima. The change begins with you. So that's the first thing you need to do. Be open. You want your spouse to be vulnerable and open to you. You be vulnerable and open to him or her. Number two, build trust. Build trust. I think we'll have another class on how to build trust in marriage, because that's another very important aspect of marriage, how to build trust. Many of us are not building trust. We're not. We're just continuing living our lives as married couples and not really doing what we're supposed to do. So there is a how to build trust so that your spouse trusts you enough. One of the ways of building trust is not to talk too much. When your spouse sees, when I say talk too much, I mean outside. When your spouse sees that anything you people discuss inside, you're always saying it outside, even the ones that are not secret, you are very quick to tell outsiders about things that you and him or you and her have discussed. That will begin to break the trust your spouse has for you. I'm talking to somebody right now. There's somebody here, you know it. You who I'm talking to, you know that every time your spouse may have complained once or twice, once you people discuss anything inside, once your brother comes, your sister calls, your friend calls, you're already talking about the thing on the phone. That will continue to break trust in your marriage. So learn to build trust. Number three, manage your reactions. Manage your reactions. Look, a lot of the reasons why people, as in a lot of people who keep secrets, married people, is because of the reaction of your spouse. Your own reaction. I'm talking to you now. It's because of your reaction. Your spouse told you something, you started shouting and making noise everywhere and telling him, that's the last time he will tell you anything. That's the last time she will tell you anything. So you need to build your emotional intelligence so that when your spouse tells you something that is even surprising or shocking, you are able to calm down and pick what he or she is saying and manage your emotions enough and then give a response. But when you just react and you just show like your spouse, that's the end. Your spouse will just mark you in his diary. This person, I can't speak to this person again. So emotional intelligence is too important. Too important. Someone says, I told my husband something in confidence, and I discovered he told a friend of his about it, and I was very disappointed. That's it. So how would you be able to tell him anything else? How would you be able to tell her anything else? Trust is something that, I mean, managing emotions is something that you must do. You must build your emotional intelligence enough to manage your emotions. enough not to also speak just anyhow outside. The fourth step to get secrets from your spouse is to ask open-ended questions. Ask open-ended questions. Open-ended questions are questions that need the other person to talk more and not just to give a one-syllable answer. When you ask open-ended questions, it allows the person to have a conversation. It allows both of you to have a conversation. That's what you need. Somebody says, another true talk, my spouse began to be more open when she noticed that I don't react the way she thought I would. Good. So it makes the person more comfortable, and the person knows that, okay, so this person can handle it. The reason your spouse is not telling you many things is because your spouse doesn't feel you can handle it. Your spouse doesn't feel you can handle it. Somebody says the course on communication in the yard is it different, a different curriculum? If yes, then yes, it's different. It's different. Both talking about communication, but in the inner circle, it focused on your children. Communication between you, your spouse, your children. In the marital academy, it focuses on you and your spouse alone. And it goes deep into many issues. So please go and get that course and catch the replay. You and your husband sit down, watch the course. It will blow. The people who are here who attended the course will tell you it has changed many lives just in 2 days. Number 5, improve your communication. And we're just talking about communication now. Improve your communication. Stop sitting down and saying that this is the way I talk, this is the way I communicate. If your spouse has ever complained about the way you communicate, check yourself. There is something wrong with it. Don't push it aside and say, oh, you're always complaining about the way I communicate. No. If your spouse has complained about anything, not even communication, anything at all, your spouse has complained about, please take some time to sit back and ask yourself, is it true? Ask yourself, is it true? So you must improve your communication skills. It is too important. Number 6, join an accountability community. Join an accountability community. We have the Couples Conclave program at the Marital Academy. It's an accountability community, somewhere where you know that something will talk to you every day. You get one tip of marriage to adjust you. Even if you had issues with your spouse the day before, when you get the daily tip of marriage, you adjust yourself and behave yourself. There's a lot of behaving yourself you need to do in marriage. So join a community. Look, don't live life alone. Don't become an island. Don't be married and then 2 of you just become an island. No, there are communities that you can join that will help you and will build you continuously. The Couples Conclave is lifelong. It's lifelong. Every year we just start it. We just give breaks. But we start in January, end in November. Take a break in December, then start in January again and end in the November. And this is for life. We will continue in the Couples Conclave for life. Because marriage is a journey, it's not a destination. There's not one stop for marriage. You just continue to build it. You continue to grow. So, join an accountability community like the Couples Conclave. And Ifeanyi says, conclavite for life. You know, there are some people who have already paid for 2026 Couples Conclave. As in, we just started 2025 Couples Conclave, but they just know that it's lifelong. So they've already paid upfront for 2026 Couples Conclave. They don't want story. They just, as in, I have people who are always paying upfront. Every year, we've done the Couples Conclave now for about 4 years. There are people who just pay ahead, as in, I just know that this is my accountability community for life. For life. Accountability is very important. I know as human beings, naturally, we don't want to be accountable. As human beings, naturally, you don't want people asking you questions. However, it is very, very important that you allow that to happen. Be accountable to somebody. Sometimes you are going into a ditch. It's accountability that will help you. So be accountable to somebody. Join a community. Finally, if all these things fail, you've tried it and it's not working, please seek counseling. Did you hear what I just said? Please seek counseling. Counseling is an avenue for you to pour out your heart and for you to get directed to make the right decision. At the end of the day, you are the one who is going to make the decision. The counselor cannot impose on you any decision. He will only guide you. It's up to you to make the decision. But at least you are going to be able to see different perspectives. And because I've done this for 13 years, when a wife is talking to me alone, I'm able to help her see her husband's perspective. When a husband is talking to me alone, I'm able to help him see the wife's perspective. And just seeing this perspective just helps you to do better. So come for counseling. Don't sit down. See, once you have tried things, you've tried and tried and tried, and it's not working, it means that you need some guidance. So come for counseling. Sit down. There's nobody who has come for counseling with me that has not left with a better perspective of the problem that they brought. And then many of them, I can almost confidently hit my chest and say 90% of them have been able to sort their marriages out. Some with just one counseling, just one session. Some, yes, maybe they would have to do 3 sessions. Some will have to do a program. Whatever be the case, first come for counseling. Please, I beg you. People will tell you that counseling, it's important, is expensive. You mean I need to spend this money for counseling? What you will spend if your marriage breaks will be times 1,000. And I'm not exaggerating. So that 70,000, that 100,000 you want to spend is nothing compared to what value you will get outside after counseling. So please come for counseling. And the beautiful thing about the counseling that we do at the Marital Academy, by the way, I do all the counseling myself privately. The beautiful thing about all the counseling that we do is that it can be done online or physically at our office. So you can do it from any part of the world, And so I counsel people from all over the world: Australia, Canada, America, the United Kingdom, Germany, UAE, Cameroon, Ghana here beside us. I counsel couples from all across the globe. Last year alone, I counseled over 380 couples. This year has just started. I've counseled over 50 couples already. And they are moving. They are able to use what we speak about in the counseling sessions to begin to work their marriages out. Why are you sitting and waiting? That problem that you've been praying for, the answer is not going to come from the prayer. There is what you must do. Some of us make God so as if God has nothing else to do. It's Bishop David Oyedepo that says, any faith that makes God absolutely responsible for the outcome of your life is an irresponsible faith. There's what to do. That's why the Bible also says, faith without works is dead. There's what to do. Now, the problem is not, you've prayed, God has answered you. He has given you the opportunity, for instance, to hear me. And I'm telling you, come and sit down in counseling so that we will discuss your problem and you'll find a way out. You say, no, you want God to land inside your marriage. God he should land inside your marriage and touch your husband and say, stop being angry. You stop being angry. Now you hug yourself. God will not do that now. There's some things that God won't just do for you. You need to go and find out, what are you doing wrong? There's something you are doing wrong that is bringing that reaction from your wife, bringing that reaction to your husband. Come and sit in counseling. We'll x-ray everything. and we'll be able to show you where you are wrong, where your spouse is wrong, and what you need to do. And then you take steps. You take steps. So please seek counseling. It's very, very important. And like I said, you can do it online. You can do it physically. We just moved into our beautiful office called Family Hub. And Family Hub is the home office of the Marital Academy and the Intentional Parent Academy. And we have all the facilities you need. We have a beautiful counseling room where you will sit down in confidentiality, and you'll be able to talk to me, and we can iron out the issues that you have in your marriage. This is very, very important, and you need to take this opportunity and do something about your marriage. Do something. Somebody says, God is never wicked or careless. It is our choice, finally. Thank you. Because some things that we point at God for, I see God looking at us and saying, why are my children being irresponsible? Why won't they just take steps? Why won't they just do something? Almost all the miracles that Jesus did, there was something he asked them to do. Open your eyes, take sand, wash your eyes, stand up and walk. There was something he kept saying you should do. Taught us something. So please, please, please seek counseling. Very, very important. Victor says, anytime I visit Abuja again, I'll be in the Family Hub. Please be in Family Hub. It's called Family Hub, okay? It's called Family Hub, and it hosts the Marital Academy and the Intentional Parents Academy. I'm sure you saw the opening ceremony online. We posted that online so you can catch the opening ceremony, glimpse of it, beautiful, beautiful. It was dedicated to God just this week, and we're so grateful to God and grateful to all of you for being partners with us on this family journey that we're in. And this is where we begin to wrap up. Do you have questions for me? If you have questions, please put them quickly in the comment section so that we take it before our time is spent. While we wait for the questions to come up, please remember there are books on marriage that you will need. We have the 3 Rivers of Marriage. The 3 Rivers of Marriage is the book talking about communication, talking about finance, talking about sex. And then we have the Building Your Marriage Plan that tells you the things you need to plan for your marriage. We have 20 fun things to do with your spouse. It shows you how to have fun, very good fun in your marriage. We have marriage clips that gives you tips on marriage. We have the husband manual and the wife manual for both wives and husbands to read. It will blow your mind and tell you why your spouse is behaving the way he is. We have Who to Marry. That's a beautiful book for the unmarried, those who are eligible singles. Who to Marry. 100 gift ideas for him or her. This tells you about giving gifts to your spouse. Conflict resolution toolkit helps you, gives you some, it's a guide to help you resolve conflicts and prevent them. Then starting your marriage dinner. This will help you to understand what a marriage dinner is. And a marriage dinner is a meeting you have with your spouse once a month so that you can iron out issues. So we have everything for you. And talking about this particular topic that we just finished today, how to hear secrets from your spouse. Come closer. I have a book coming up. It's coming up in May. You will soon see the advert for the pre-order of the book. This is going to be it will be my best book yet. And this book is titled What Your Spouse Is Not Telling You. What your spouse is not telling you. So look out for it. I'm just giving you that privilege to hear this before it comes out. When you read that book, my God, you will go back to your marriage and you will take charge. You will go back to your marriage and you will begin to make it that citadel of bliss. Is coming up. More coming up for you. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. I see just one question, so let's answer that question and let's wrap up for today. If you have any other question, please quickly put it in. So this question says, what if you're being open, especially about your secret admirer, sorry, constantly puts you in trouble with your spouse due to insecurity. How can you manage that? And they are not open to counseling. Well, one of the things I should tell you about a secret admirer is that you should be careful with them. Because somebody has a secret admirer is somebody Okay, so I'm back. That was network again. Sorry, beyond our power. So, like I said, a secret admirer is not something you encourage. You need to be careful with that. So, yes, if your husband cannot, due to insecurity, he cannot manage it, he's being jealous. He's good. Are you not happy that your husband is insecure when you have someone that is admiring you? You should be happy now. You know how many people are looking for their husbands to come and be jealous over them? So, bottom line, what I'm saying is that set boundaries, okay, so that you are being open about it, and of course, let him know what you have done. When he knows that you have set a boundary for this, his insecurities won't kick in. Okay, if it's beyond this, please maybe you come for counseling. Let's talk about it. But I just gave you a general answer for the general question that you asked me. Somebody says, "Sir, what if you have a spouse that is not responsible with money? Any money he knows about, he finds a way to spend it without accountability to you. What do you do? Teach your spouse about finance. Draw your spouse to come and sit down and learn. Are you in the couples conclave? If you're in the couples conclave, your spouse will be hearing what you're hearing, and your spouse will begin to work on his finances and make sure. So you don't, that somebody has a bad behavior does not mean you should allow the bad behavior to continue. That's why you are there as a wife, as a partner. Teach. How much of financial intelligence have you taught him? We have the Naira Academy. So there are places that we can refer you to for both of you to go and learn about finance so that your husband can be a better manager of finance. So don't hide the money. Instead, look for a way for your husband to build capacity in the knowledge about finance. Okay. Any other one? Someone says, click the like button before leaving. Yes, please. If you've not yet clicked the like button, have you clicked it? Click it right now and say, I have clicked the like button. Okay? Click the like button and say, I have clicked the like button. Somebody says, that is for people who are teachable. Everybody is teachable, but people have their different learning styles. Did you hear what I just said? Everybody is teachable, but people have their different learning styles. Learn the learning style of your spouse and use it. If you use the learning style, your spouse will learn. Also, arrogance of knowledge stops your spouse sometimes from learning. So when you know something and you are arrogant about it, your spouse can block out and refuse to learn. And it look as if he or she is not teachable. That spouse you are saying is not teachable. Didn't the person pass exams? Did the person have a degree, or does the person have a degree? Does he have school leaving certificate? That means he's teachable. That means she's teachable. So it's not true that your spouse is not teachable. It is maybe the approach or the learning style. And maybe you also need to come for counseling with your spouse. All right. Great, great, great. Somebody says some odogus believe they know it all. Yes, they may believe that. It is your duty to use wisdom. I have women here who had husbands that were very hard. There are women here whose husbands said they're not joining the couples conclave. They're not learning anything in marriage. They came to me in counseling and we analyzed the situation, and I was able to guide them on how to sell. You need to learn to market to your spouse. Don't force things down his throat or her throat. Learn to market. And those spouses came, they learned how to market to their spouses. They went back, marketed to their spouses. Their spouses are here right now in the couples conclave with them. Some of their spouses are even more active than the women or the men that were here originally. So yes, that your Odogu may believe he knows it all. Learn how to market to him. All right, thank you very much, everybody. It's been nice being here with all of you. Don't forget that you can reach out to us for counseling. Reach out to us, book your counseling session. Please always book ahead of time because I'm always fully booked. So please book ahead of time so that you don't need to wait for that long. There are some people who book me for the whole year. So I'm always fully booked. So please book in time so that your wait will not be too long. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. My name is Kunle Ologe, marriage counselor, founder of the Marital Academy. I'll be with you again right here on YouTube on Friday, next Friday again, 11 a.m. All right? So please make sure you're here. If you're on Instagram, on Mondays, I'm there on Instagram live also at 11 a.m. God bless you all. See you again next week. Please enjoy.